And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. My name's F. His name's Kret. If you're just joining us, it's been an absolutely explosive first day of our European regional qualifiers. Absolutely very crazy stuff going on. Great way to start off the SWCS. I don't even know where to start. Kret, can you help me out?
Well, we could start with our round one game in which Team Coast was eliminated by Worth It Gaming, who really, their path is going to be interesting to watch.
Yep.
They were able to get to the round of 4 eliminated by Team Solomid in spectacular fashion. Team Solomid really crushed that game. So that third place match is going to be I5 versus Worth It Gaming. Certainly a match to watch. I know I'm going to be going back and watching it after the tournament, but the finals is going to be a match to watch too, or it better be, or I'm going to yell at probably Sayo. It's going to be Cloud9 versus Team Solomid, two very strong teams, a match we are familiar with, but now with a slightly different roster on Team Solomid and a very different roster on Cloud9. Only 2 players remain from the Season 1 starting rosters. Half Devil never wasn't on the team. He was only a sub. Suntouch and Sayo, 2 starters. Half Devil, the sub. Youngbei from TSM, and NQ from SK Gaming.
Very exciting stuff. This, of course, reminding you, this is the finals. This is a best of 3. It's not a single match like the rest of the tournament. It's going to be the best of 3. So feel free. We're going to get pulled into the game right away. And so feel free to tweet at us your predictions. These are 2 crowd favorite teams going on right now. So feel free to tweet at us what you expect to see using the hashtag WCS, and maybe your tweets will make it live onto the screen. It'd be very fantastic to see that. These are 2 exciting teams that we're used to seeing in the finals, as we keep reiterating time and time again. So let's see what's going on. Right now we have 2 bands. We have Zeus and Bastet. Very predictable bands coming out right now. The 3rd band should be coming out soon, and we'll see what the 4th one is.
Well, you know what I always say?
What do you
Ban
always say?
Zeus. Ban Zeus. But it's going to be a Sun Wukong ban, and that's going to leave options open for TSM. They either give up an OP pick to Cloud9, though Nemesis hasn't really... I don't think we've seen Nemesis yet this tournament. The question is TSM going to ban Ul? Or are they going to ban Nemesis? Or are they going to ban something else because they, in fact, want Nemesis? And it's going to be the Ul ban. We could see a Nemesis pick.
Odin.
Maybe. It's going to be an Odin, though, for Cloud9 HyperX. It worked really well for Half Devil last game. It was able to allow them to get strong out from Team Solomid. They will still pick up Agni, as while he can't get out of the cage, he's pretty good at not dying within the cage, as we saw in one of our past instant replays.
Very, very true. Now, something interesting about Half Devil. So Odin is definitely worth a top tier pick. Definitely worth that. Half Devil seems to... We saw him only play Sun Wukong last season. And when he was denied Sun Wukong, he performed very poorly. So I'm curious, maybe he sort of focuses a la Xing. Xing focuses on a single god until he's good enough where they ban it against him, and then he moves on to the next one. DM or somebody yesterday, I think it was DM or Bart, mentioned that and made a very good point with that. I kind of feel like Half Devil is sort of in the same realm, albeit a different mindset. Focusing on a single god really helps you out and lets you know the ins and outs. And they want to make sure that he gets either Odin or Sun Wukong. I'm curious to see how he would perform without it, but for right now in Game 1, that's not something Cloud9 HyperX has to worry about.
Right, and now, you know, we do have the on her pick coming out from Team Solomid in response to Hunbat and Ra. They will ban out Apollo, forcing Youngbei onto, well, probably Neath, maybe something a little bit less common. But, you know, then there's also, what's the counter ban going to be coming out from Cloud9? It could be support. It could be jungle, or it could be solo, depending on where tier is going to go. And judging by the play of Zimstar, aka Xiao Xiao, I think tier will probably be in that solo lane, but certainly could be in jungle. That counter ban will come out, and we actually do not see a ban. The picking phase will go over to Team Solomid.
So Cloud9 HyperX is going to forego their 3rd ban.
Sure.
Interesting. Interesting. Wonder if that was a choice or not. God Selection is getting down pretty low. We'll see what Trix Tank is going to go ahead and pick. He is going to go ahead and pick, and we'll see that in just a second or two, who he's going to pick. He's going to go with Thor. So Zhao, otherwise known as Zimstar, is going to pick up and reprise his role as Thor. Cloud9 HyperX is going to go back to pick. Very curious here. Why?
Oh no, it's a Bacchus ban. They just were late on locking the ban in.
Oh,
and so they reported to the admins. Turns out that the ban is going to be Bacchus, but right now, as we can see from our hex chart, Cloud9 HyperX has a really well-rounded team comp. What do you think they're going to plan to do in order to even things out?
TSM?
Nah, Cloud9.
Cloud9? Well, Cloud9 is just going to play the strengths of what they're going to do. They're going to look for a perfect Odin Hunbats combo. They're going to look to bring people in with the monkeys, fear no evil. Artemis will be able to provide support from afar. I like the Artemis pick.
Yeah.
You know, especially against an Anher, they're both very damage oriented. They can both provide a little bit of poke. Very exciting. I mean, Artemis can provide a lot of poke. So as far as team fights is concerned, Artemis and Ra are really going to play on the outside, and Odin, Hunbats, and Poseidon are going to be in the thick of it. You know, the Krakens and the Odin rings, etc. Whereas TSM can sit back a lot more. Agni's going to be raining bombs. Thor's going to get in the middle and start spinning on people. But Cloud9 HyperX has the artillery a little bit more, or doesn't have the artillery in there,
right,
like I5 does. They're going to be up in the thick of things. But frankly, with a good Odin ring, I don't see that as a problem.
Yeah, Odin's cage is can be supplemental frontline because there's literally a wall you can't go past without expending a movement ability. And then once you expend it, you don't have that movement ability to get out if suddenly you're in a bad spot.
Exactly.
So it can be a really good way to control those team fights. But there's going to be a Geb lock-in for Team Solomid. And generally what I say about Geb is you need to make the Stone Shield worthwhile. So they're going to be looking to Stone Shield Smek, keep Lobster alive with Stone Shield, or whoever's in the cage, where Game Hunter and Zhao are probably going to be running interference or pressuring, and that Stone Shield could be used if they're in a bad spot. The other thing is Cataclysm into Anvil of Dawn, into Meteors, into Desert Fury, into whatever. And CC up to 33% after 3 abilities. This does not apply to knockbacks or knock-ups, which means the perfect crowd control chain from this team is going to be stun, 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 tier combo. Because that tier combo creates diminishing returns, it does not suffer from diminishing returns.
Well, there you go. So you're going to look out for that. A lot of movement from tier. I'm interested in seeing Zhao. I want to see what he can do with Thor against a team like Cloud9 HyperX. When he went 9-1-0, they weren't exactly playing a slouch team, but Cloud9 HyperX brings many different things to the table. But this is just game 1 in a best-of-3 series. This is the finals of week 1 of your SWCS. Don't forget, you can tweet at us, share your feelings, comments, concerns, anything you want. Hashtag SWCS. Tweet that to us. Maybe your tweet will wind up at the bottom. One thing that I'm excited to see is going to be Geb playing Trix Tank. You mentioned before about the Stone Shield. Geb playing Trix Tank. Honestly, it could go either way. Trix Tank is a character in and of himself. But that Stone Shield is going to be used to the best of his ability. And we'll see if it can be just as effective as an Odin ring. We'll see how that works out in just a couple of minutes. Once again, this is game 1 in a best-of-3 set against these two teams. We'll see you in just a couple of minutes for all the action. Stay tuned. We'll see you soon. And we're back. My name is Zephtot. His name is Kret. We're here. We're excited. This is the first game of best-of-3 series between 2 of the premier teams in our European League. Cloud9 HyperX versus Team Solomid. Representing Cloud9 HyperX is going to be Sayo in the mid lane, Suntouch in the jungle, NQ previously of SK Gaming fame in that solo lane, Youngbei making his way over from the rival TSM, and Half Devil playing the support.
On the other side of the map, it's going to be Team Solomid. Smek on her, Trix Tank on Geb, that's going to be your duo lane. In the middle lane, Lobster on Agni. On the other side of the map, it's the solo and jungler. That is Game Hunter on Tier, Zhao on Thor. But you know what?
What?
We said TSM likes Vision. They really like Vision. They have bought 5 wards at the start of the game. Cloud9 trailing behind with only 3. Still a lot of vision coming out from both of these teams. They don't want to get caught unaware, which is, of course, really, really good to not have happen.
All the wards, curiously, on
strategy.
the left-hand side of on the map. You have one right here by the mid camps coming out from Team Solomid, but the majority of the wards on the left-hand side of the map. And I like this one right here. In between middle lane and the speed buff, or closer to the middle lane,
Sure.
Team Solomid has put a ward down right here, in between the first and second tier tower. That's going to reveal the jungler's path behind those 2 towers, and sort of keep that secret. Which side of the map is he on? Not quite a secret.
Well, there's
play.
another thing. It's a really intelligent decision that's sort of countered by a ward, right? Cloud9 elected to go for their safe camp instead of their mid camp. But TSM had a ward on it. TSM will take the mid camp. And furthermore, because Cloud9 went for the safe camp instead of the mid camp, Lobster was able to get a clear advantage on Poseidon early. He is sitting at level 3, Sayo at level 2. Expect Lobster to dash aggressively, flame wave back the he's going to actually look for a Flame Wave that can deal damage to Sayo as well? Maybe, no, his Flame Wave was on cooldown from the camp. That's why that happened. So, but either way, Lobster looking to get an early advantage there, and giving up both mid camps at level 1 is going to be bad, especially because now the in-game timer will only be for Team Solomid.
Yeah, Team Solomid definitely is going to be the one with that timer. But now Zhao Zhao, otherwise known as Timstar, trying to make a play. He thought about it, came over, Trix Tank and Smek waved him off. There's a full wave. He instead is going to go for safe Harpies, maybe drop red buff for his middle lane after that. Pretty much just farming up. This is the beginning of the game, only 2 minutes in, not even. So they're going to look for safe farm. He's not going to go for the red buff. He's trying to decide where he wants to go. And Geb is getting a little testy. Trix Tank over here by himself. Cloud9 could have collapsed, but didn't do it quick enough. So now Zhao Zhao is going to look to aggress again.
Yeah, but Zhao Zhao has been spotted out by a ward that will be definitely catching him. The mid camp's not going to be coming up for about 15 seconds here, and both of these teams are biding their time. This is going to be the next engagement. Half Devil's rotating, Smek is following, and he's going to force Half Devil to take a little bit of a safer path, but this is definitely 4v3. The mid camp will go to TSM. Can they get anything off of it? Signs point to no, and the right camp isn't going to spawn for about 20 seconds.
Yeah, so that first mid camp of the game is going to go to Team Solomid. They're going to make a way to get the other one as well. We'll see if they can pull off both.
15 seconds.
Which would be a great play. Right now we see Sayo at level 5, but Half Devil only level 3. Trix Tank, should he get these mid camps as they're about to spawn, this might put him up to level 5, give him Cataclysm available. Good stun from Zhao Zhao.
Trix Tank gets it.
Trix Tank does get it, so that's fantastic. And we're going to look at what's going on right here. Here comes the Kraken! First blood goes to Sayo into Trix Tank. Fantastic Kraken right there.
Yeah, that's what happens when there's a lot of teamfight ultimates. Let's take a look at that one again. It's going to be Kraken on top of Trix Tank. The snipe coming through to help. And this is a big downside of Geb. You're easily caught early. You're tanky, but not tanky enough to deal with that. We're going to get back to the game. And, you know, there were a lot of early objectives picked up by Team Solomid. They picked up 4 mid camps. As a result, they were able to negate a bigger objective, a bigger individual objective, First Blood. Still, that was a really strong pick for Cloud9.
Oh, yeah, it was a fantastic pick coming out from Cloud9. That First Blood, beautiful. That's textbook Kraken, honestly. Just, I mean, how textbook can you get with a Kraken that's a giant AoE? Hit them with it. But pretty much textbook. Got him right in the middle. Got the knock-up. Got the kill. Fantastic. First Blood goes to Sayo. We saw it twice because it was so nice. And now we're going to go take a look at the long lane again. Half Devil and Trix Tank in the long lane. A little bit of a swap from what we're used to seeing. Usually you see the 2 hunters staying in lane doing what they do, but this time around you're going to see the 2 supports. And I like what Trix Tank did. Or I like what Cloud9 HyperX did. I like what Half Devil did. He didn't clear the wave, which allows Young Bay to come back here. He's going to miss out on gold on 3 of the minions, but he gets experience for all of them. Whereas Smek's going to come to lane, and he's going to miss that entire wave because the support got it. So, little bit of a micro play right there. Young Bay is going to be a wave ahead of Smek right now, and it's the little things that add up into the big things. So, curious play right there. Great play coming out.
Speaking of little
from
things, though, Zhao used his ult to secure the left mid camp. The right camp is spawning. This is the sixth camp. So far, 5 have gone to Team Solomid. The sixth, looks like Trixtank got it. The Kraken comes out. Zhao in a bad spot. The snipe coming through. Game Hunter takes a fair amount of damage, but Lobster's in the back line in a bad spot. His dash is in the wrong direction. He gets caged in and will fall guaranteed with that Whirlpool. Goes to Half Devil. Not really worth it for that mid camp, and it looks like Team Solomid is pressuring mid camp so hard that they're becoming predictable.
Oh yeah, they're becoming a little bit predictable in their patterns. You're 100% right there, Cretton. Right now we're 5 minutes in. There's really not much of a lead. Cloud9 is sort of accruing one as we speak, but it's not. It's all about what they do with this minor lead. So we're going to see what's going on. We're going to see how that works out. And right now we're going to see a little bit of passive play. The teams are going to return to what they're doing, going back to lane. So let's take a look over here at the Young Bay and Half Devil lane. Half Devil sporting that legendary skin. Young Bay showing just how much of a veteran he is with the 2012 Convention Artemis skin. That's from 2 years ago, ladies and gentlemen. Only available at Convention. Still very rare. I heard a rumor if you follow hi-rez Chris, you might be able to get some.
That's how
but
I
I'm
got
not
mine.
sure how true that is. I don't even have one.
That's how I got mine, following hi-rez Chris. And I immediately told FDOT, and he was really, really angry about it. So
I'm still mad.
It was a great day, but the left mid camp is spawning. Half Devil in position. Thor ult again. TSM loves mid camp. Zhao is, this is, once again, we mentioned it before, when you're playing with your coach, it ensures good practice, and I guess part of what TSM stresses is taking mid camps, and they are really taking them. But right now, Suntouch lurking in the jungle, looking for the opportunity to get a steal and warding up deep into Team Solomid's jungle. Cloud9 is really doing a good job this game. Their mid camp control hasn't been quite as good as Team Solomid's, but their rotations and their punishing of Team Solomid has been really on point, and that's going to be another mid camp going to Cloud9. TSM not able to secure that one.
In the long lane, there's a little bit of aggression. Suntouch being chased out on the monkey from Smek. Cloud9 they're just doing everything right so far, Cret. I don't want to say that they're playing fantastic because no great plays have come out, but they haven't been
And
any
they lost
misplays.
5 mid camps in a row.
Yeah, they lost 5 mid camps, but they're slightly in the lead. They're just doing it right.
Yeah, they're up against a team that's really, really pressuring the mid camps, pushing those hard, and they're playing against that strategy properly. And now, granted, it's not good that they lost so many mid camps in a row, but you can't be perfect in every way. You can only deal with your imperfections in the right way, and that's certainly what Cloud9 is doing. They're saying, okay, well, our mid-camp control has been lacking. Let's exert pressure, and in the middle lane, Lobster's certainly getting pressure. Trixtank is going to blink over. The Kraken comes out, and that'll go right through the stone shield. Absolutely obliterate is Lobster. Sayo used beads there, looking for the Whirlpool onto Trixtank just to push him out a little bit more and secure free access to this Gold Fury. Zhao and Trixtank are in the area. This is a bait play coming out from Cloud9. They're going to see if TSM will get close enough. And they can definitely take this Gold Fury, but it will be tough. Smek got a good angle. He's going to Desert Fury right through. Half Devil. No, Team Solomid is going to take it. Desert Fury able to do that. And here's the thing, right? Before the 13-minute mark, Hog is worth a little bit more than a lot of the time, but Half Devil a little bit too early. Desert Fury with the really high early game damage is able to get it. That's a big win for Team Solomid.
That is a huge win for Team Solomid. Cloud9 was leading this game in both kills, experience, and gold. Now we see a swing the other way with the exception of kills. 700 gold in the lead for Team Solomid. Experience 200. Both of those are insignificant, but the swing is not insignificant. That's a 1,000 gold swing. They had, Cloud9 was leading by about 800. Now Team Solomid's leading by 700. So while the lead isn't important, the swing is important. Great seal coming out from Smek, and that's going to do a lot for his team.
Yeah, that's going to be a really, really big deal. Rotating into the duo lane is going to be Trickstank. Cataclysm comes out. Beads from Youngbei will mitigate that. And Sprint gives him just enough distance to get out there. But Thor is up, and that's why they're chasing into tower. Usually, you don't tower dive in Odin. But when you have support, it might be a good idea. The Berserker Barrage, Zhao finds a trap, but Smek secures the kill onto Half Devil. And here's Sayo. Smek able to get out of the epicenter of the Kraken, but will fall to the damage from the outskirts as Zhao is picked up in the back by a rotation from Suntouch. Overall, Zhao just wasn't near enough when he used his ult, and that was really the problem.
Yeah, Zhao getting a little hyperactive right there. Remembering his previous game going absolutely crazy, 9 kills overall with only about a death. Not quite pulling it off right there. If you're just joining us, we're 10 minutes in to our first game of a best-of-3 set between Cloud9, HyperX, and Team Solomid. This is Smite World Championship Series first week of 12. Cloud9 HyperX led previously. Right now it's about a tie, even 10 minutes in, as I said. And we're going to see these mid camps, these minor objectives spawn right again. Cloud9 HyperX is going to go ahead and take these. One of them, TSM might jockey for position for the other. We'll see if Cloud9, as they are lagging behind in the mid camp area, we'll see if they can secure this one that's going to spawn in about 15 seconds.
Yeah, and you know, this is really an interesting matchup where it's one team is winning on objectives across the board, right? They stole Gold Fury. They've gotten the majority of the mid camps. The other team is winning these fights. It's 6-1 in terms of kills, and that one kill, well, there was a return double for it, so that's really good too. And Cloud9, you know, they can't lose if they just keep murdering Team Solomid, because you can't win the game when you're dead the whole time. At the same time, if Team Solomid continues to secure all of these objectives, how can Cloud9 take the lead? Both these teams have to make a change somewhere, because they're both running for victory conditions that don't work given what they're giving up for the victory condition. And it's going to be a really, really rough engagement, but if these teams aren't able to sort out what's going on right now.
Very, very true. So, you know, I completely agree with everything you just said. I also want to make a point to the people that are just joining us. Zhao is not the same Zhao from Team LMQ. It is Zimstar, the coach of Team Solomid. We're going to get brought back into the game. But going back on that note, that's Zimstar, the coach of Team Solomid. He is substituting in for Kivo Fred, the traditional jungler for TSM. Yes, it is the same. These are the same two organizations that you see in the LCS making their way into the SWCS. This is the second season that they've been playing, and this is also the second season that they've been top dogs. Both teams that are no stranger to the finals. So this is an exciting matchup that we're used to see.
Yeah, it really is. We actually did have Tusky forced out in that duo lane. Smek and Trickstank able to do that without expending any ultimates, so perhaps an option to gank here. Zhao will get pinged out by Cloud9, so they know he's lurking in the jungle. They don't have explicit ward coverage on him, and actually as a result, it looks like TSM is planning to go for an engagement here. Who's it going to be on? Zhao will come down into the duo looking for, looks like Half Devil, the Pillar Stun, Desert Fury. No, it's going to be Mjolnir's Attunement securing that kill, and a clean disengage. Yes, it was a lot of ultimates used, 3 for 1 kill onto his support, but hey, they got the kill. Let's call it worthwhile until Cloud9 proves us wrong, right? Because, you know, it's like, okay, was it really worth it to use 5 team fights to kill one person? Well, if the team fight, or 5 ultimates to kill one person, if the team fight continues, no, Youngbei is going to get pressured here. He's not dead yet. Seems to be surviving. The trap is down. Zhao getting very low. Suntouch has rotated over the Sacred Monkey. Will not find the bounce it needs, but Suntouch is still closing distance. He's got a speed buff. His jump will be on cooldown, but the pillar from Smek was flawless.
Perfect pillar. I love to see that pillar used for more than just the stun. And Smek is doing it perfectly. He's trying to secure this blue buff. No more mana available to him. The last hit's going to come out with a basic. Suntouch is going to blow open the ultimate, but Smek, beautiful time beads right there. Going to walk away. Fear no evil. Fear no of that evil. Smek is actually turned around and wants to fight Suntouch, but the second he gets a whiff of Sayo, turns around immediately as he knows he can't fight more than one person with less than 50% of both health and mana. Yeah,
that probably would not be a good engagement unless he got like 4 crits in a row with a 5% chance. So probably not going to happen. Good choice to disengage. On the right-hand side in the mid camps, it looks like Half Devil was able to hog them away from Lobster, playing on the wall to look for that one. Is Agni can clear mid camps, but it actually uses a lot of your resources to do so. You're going to use probably 2 meteors and a flame wave to get them, and with that hog down, that's been called. It is a hog 3, and now there is nothing to steal away this Gold Fury. Cloud9 just has to win a fight. Half Devil will drop his ultimate. He's able to get out. Mjolnir's attunement. Half Devil survives. Up in the air is Xiao Wei. Xiao Wei's going to look for more. Trickstank forced to reset the Gold Fury as TSM splits up. Xiao Wei disengages the snipe coming through from NQ. But in the meanwhile, there's a split push coming out from Game Hunter. Lobster in a bad spot. The wall will not be enough. 1 for a tower is an okay trade, but this Gold Fury coming out from Cloud9 will seal the deal. This is not looking good for Team Solomid. They have to find a way to steal. They might be able to. The Blinken, the Cataclysm is their follow-up. Trickstank did not hesitate. That's usually the correct call. He wasn't able to find it, but Suntouch in the back, fighting Smek, forced out. Trickstank, can he get it? Cloud9 takes the Gold Fury.
Cloud9 takes the Gold Fury. You know, that was a great fight initially by Team Solomid, and Cloud9 turned it around somehow. I think it had to do with Xiao Wei retreating instead of aggressing. What was the turning point for that fight?
They didn't get the kill onto Half Devil, is basically what happened, and they didn't want to dive deep for it, but in their retreat, Cloud9 was able to follow up quick enough, and NQ had already rotated over with that snipe. That, as a result, TSM wasn't able to get away clean. They lost Lobster, and in the process, allowed Cloud9 to get on that Gold Fury, and granted, there was really good split push coming out from Game Hunter the whole time, getting that inner tower down to 25%, but it's still a Gold Fury going for Cloud9. It's still a few kills, and that's still a solid, tangible advantage, whereas almost a tower killed isn't really at all.
Yeah, and right after they changed that around, right after that turned around and Cloud9 started owning the Gold Fury right there, I loved the defense that they played when Trickstank came in. They tooled around and they brought the Gold Fury low enough, but then they immediately, all 5 members of Cloud9 HyperX turned and DPS Trickstank. There was no split TPS, Cred. There was no anything. There was no miscommunication. Everyone turned around and aggressed onto Trickstank. And that's going to give us our first real lead of the game. 16 minutes in, 8 kills for Cloud9 HyperX, 2 kills for Team Solomid, and more importantly, the gold difference. 1,600 gold in the lead for Cloud9 HyperX right now is what we're sitting at. You know, TSM did take down a tower in the midst of all that. Game Hunter on tier took down the solo lane tower. But that solo lane tower isn't worth that much, both in map control and gold. So Cloud9 HyperX is going to continue to have the lead.
Yeah, they're definitely in control of this game, but, you know, Game Hunter could really do a lot here. He's got max cooldown reduction, which means maximum reduction. The cost will be damage as he's lacking in penetration from Warrior Tabby and only has that 11 from Jones Wrath, but it's still going to be a threat as the sheer amount of disruption he can do in a team fight will be really quite high. And, you know, the next question is, what's he going to build into later? He does have to get Pen into his build somehow. So look for that later. But Suntouch will be found out here, not actually taking that much burst, as he straight up ran through the Agni Bomb before it landed.
A good jump too, avoiding the wall, the stun coming out from Thor. Xiao Wei, it was a good wall, it was just a better jump. So great heads up play by Suntouch. That's something you can always expect from Suntouch. Previously a support player for Cloud9 HyperX, now playing jungle. You know, his mentality is good. I personally like it. It's a different type of playstyle for the jungle, more team-oriented than pure assassin. But one thing that is not opinion-oriented is the skill. And right now, Half Devil's getting caught out a lot.
Thor's down. He's on Half Devil. The Kraken comes out. Sayo has to run.
Sayo's going to run Beads out for the potential Fearless or Cataclysm, and right there, Poseidon's going to walk away, sit on his tower. No big deal. NQ's going to shade over from the solo lane, provide the Solar Blessing and a little bit of help clearing the wave. Great defense coming out from NQ. That's how you play as a team, man. That is what you're looking for. Shading over at the perfect time, providing just the amount of support, but Game Hunter's looking for a blink right now.
Yeah, Game Hunter is in the jungle looking for something. He's going to find some damage onto Suntouch, but not that much. As we mentioned, no Pen on that build just yet. You know, something else to notice is Trickstank looked for a Cataclysm onto Sayo, didn't find it because Sayo straight up slid out of it. He was just too fast for the Cataclysm animation. Let me say that again. Too fast for the Cataclysm animation. It's already it's such a fast stun, but that's just Poseidon, man. He goes really quick.
Gotta go fast. Gotta go fast.
Quick.
Poseidon is now sitting, speaking of Poseidon, he's sitting at 3-0-4 slash line with 4 assists and 3 kills to his name. That's going to do a lot, and it's going to do a lot in the way of a Rod of Tahuti second item. Rod of Tahuti is a very powerful item for those of you uninitiated to the game. What it does is it provides 125 magical power, which is an absorbent amount, but more importantly is the passive, where it increases all magical power by 25%. Usually you see this later on in the game, but Poseidon was in a position where he could just buy it in one shot, so it doesn't put him back. And essentially every single item he buys now is amplified, because he has that passive of 25% extra magical damage. So, interesting pickup to pick that up early. And don't forget, he's already completed Combat Blink and Beats 3. So, Sayo is sitting pretty on the gold right now. And even as Cloud9 HyperX, their lead is diminished, now sitting at 600 gold lead instead of about 2,000. Individually, Sayo is very powerful right now at level 17.
He is, and you know, the next thing he needs is Pen. He's going to be building that into that right now, getting that rank 1 magic focus that builds into everything Pen. You also see one on NQ, which, given NQ's build, I wouldn't be surprised if it were a Void Stone, which would increase Sayo's damage a fair amount. But as a result, Sayo getting a Void Stone as well would be devalued. Expect to see a Spear of the Mages for the initial ticks of the Whirlpool, powering up the penetration on further abilities. That would be a really, really strong pickup, and allow those Krakens to carve through everyone. Trix Tank would no longer be Trix Tank. He just be Trix just as squishy as everyone else, because that's what Spear of the Mages does. It is such a strong pen item. 35 flat pen, 20% reduction. So powerful.
Yeah, definitely very, very powerful right there. The penetration is sort of the important stat that newer players can kind of lax on, and Sayo's not going to lax away from that lobster. He's going to Combat Blink perfectly and get out of dodge. Absolutely no harm, no foul, as that isn't his first death. Very good quick escape right there. They're going to try and get this middle tower with him going back, but NQ, once again, shading over at the perfect time, although it's not that hard when both of your towers are gone. Cloud9 HyperX only has 4 towers remaining, whereas Team Solomid has 6. So Team Solomid actually has a little bit of a lead change. Once again, 600 gold is not anything worth talking about, but it's all about the shift, Kret. 21 minutes in, Team Solomid has taken the lead, however minor it was, away from Cloud9. And now they're leading, but they're definitely leading in the structure department.
Right, and you know, that ties directly into map control, and a big part of it, NQ is rotating and he's helping out his team a lot. Game Hunter isn't. I mean, he got that kill in a half devil for his team, and then he went back to pushing the solo lane, where while NQ rotated, he just said, alright, peace. We are going to have 2 Obsidian Shards coming out from Cloud9. I really, really would have liked to see a Spear of the Mages on Poseidon because of the way Whirlpool interacts, but oh well, gonna be a Spear, slightly less efficient on the character, but still pretty good for penetration nonetheless, and will be better if you stack up magic protection to an incredibly ridiculously high value. NQ though, he's gonna be feeling the pain. Beads gets him far away, but not out completely. The Kraken does not connect either, but it could be enough to not really force TSM back, but keep them back for just a little bit, and NQ's gonna look to heal up here.
Yeah, you're right. It didn't force TSM anywhere. There's still 3 people here, but it provided the spacing that Cloud9 needed. Cloud9 HyperX needed just a couple of seconds to get their team ready and ready to fight and deal with this. Provide a couple of bodies for some defense, and the Kraken provided just enough spacing for Cloud9 to come and get ready for TSM's push, and it actually did in the long run deter the entire siege that they were looking for. We're going to see Zhao in the back getting some harpies. Trix Tank sort of sitting here looking for something to happen alongside Half Devil. They actually have the same idea. They're both sitting here waiting for the mid harpies to spawn. NQ's going back. Everybody's just sort of playing it passive as they're waiting for the next big thing. Both teams respect each other incredibly, and they don't want to misplay because they know that both teams can really capitalize on their misplays. Right there with Trix Tank backing right as the XP camp's about to spawn towards the mids, that might have been a misplay.
Yeah. I mean, it is mid camps, which at this point is starting to mean less and less, and just it's a smaller percentage of the total amount of gold you have as a team, but it still is gold. It still is experience, and it actually looked like SunTouch was able to steal away one of those with his Sacred Monkey there. But
yeah,
right now Cloud9, they need to get a handle on map control, right? Because Team Solomid just has more than because of the solo lane. Look at the way Game Hunter's positioning. He can defend his lane and stand here because if anyone pushes him in his lane, he's very, very open to rotate. He's sitting on one of his own wards, so he knows that there's no ward directly under him, and this ward in the middle lane is going to be close to catching him out, but if he stands in the right spot, it won't find him. Either way, he is lurking, and partially, NQ just can't push up the solo lane by himself at this point. He will get rotated on, and he will die.
Yeah, definitely. He doesn't. So, mentioned before, our Game Hunter was sort of gaming these wards. I don't think he knows that this ward is here by the mid Harpies. The Sentry ward won't provide enough vision in order to find that out. So he doesn't know that they're there, but Cloud9 knows that that TSM is there. Let 3 of them take that mid camp. Why would you fight 3 people over a single mid camp? Also going to take out the Sentry ward. I love to see the Sentry play, and again, it's all about where you don't want the vision. Out comes Half Devil, caught out. He's going to jump over the wall. Great job, because that would have surely been his death right there. He's going to jump away. TSM is now accumulating members in the middle lane, trying to start a siege. Cloud9 HyperX has all 5 right here, ready to defend.
Yeah, I mean, Sayo just took so much damage there. He will get healed up slightly by NQ. It's not going to be enough. The engagement, the Fear No Evil, so many people are under CC, but they're all in the cage. And TSM, they're not actually taking that much damage yet. The Stone Shield, though, out onto Trix Tank himself, and once it goes down, he's getting pressured out by Youngbei. Will be very, very low. Lobster going to be able to find Sayo in the back, but Sayo already found Smack. Trix Tank will fall to Youngbei, and now TSM is grouped back up. They're all so low. Half Devil should be able to secure Lobster. The dash coming up. It's going to be NQ getting that one. Youngbei with a dive under tower. It's not a DSI, but it is very, very close. And Game Hunter forced it back under his inner tower. Youngbei will take the mid tower. We asked for map control, and Cloud9 have answered us. They're going to take 2. Or, no, they're going to take 1 of the Gold Fury. But that's pretty good, too.
Yeah, I like 1 of the Gold Fury better than I like 2. And Youngbei getting that kill by not missing a single basic. Had he missed a single basic, Kret, he might have spent too much time under the tower.
Sure.
All his attacks hit and secured that kill. Just wow. I mean, here in Smite, there's no such thing as auto attack. It's all aimed stuff. The basics are all aimed, and Youngbei proving why he is a top level hunter. Great play coming out of Youngbei. Great play coming out from the rest of his team as well. Bringing the lead back in Cloud9 HyperX's favor. 1,600, 1,700 gold lead going the way of Cloud9 HyperX in the 26th minute.
I think the biggest thing in the team fight for me was Sayo, right? He rolled in, flanking Team Solomid over through an area that they didn't have wards, eradicated Smack, so there's no hunter damage available in that fight. No source of sustained damage. And then Sayo, because he was a mage out of position in the backline, pulled most of the TSM roster back to him, and while they were busy killing him, which they did, Cloud9 was able to push forward, clean up, and you saw Youngbei go up the middle lane, taking down Trix Tank and one other person under the mid tower, but now you do have TSM rotating over the left side of the map. They are in a better position across the map, and they will be able to take this left tower. So once again, there's still a big tower lead for Team Solomid. Cloud9 just hasn't been able to find these towers yet. But with the lead that they have so far, if they continue to expand that lead, they should be able to take more team fights like they just did. And if they get another clean team fight, you very much could see a Fire Giant.
Oh, yeah, and it's worth saying right now, Credilo, there's 1,000 lead in the way of Cloud9 HyperX. This is a very tight game. Cloud9 HyperX is doubling and then some. Team Solomid's kills 12-5. This is a very close game. Cloud9 HyperX still only has 3 towers. Team Solomid has 5. So TSM is winning in the map department, but losing in the everything else department. And as far as skill goes, these two teams are very evenly matched, and because the gold is so close, the items are so close. So every fight can be a fight to have for either team. So watch out for both of these teams. The next fight is not Cloud9 simply because they're in the lead, folks. This is still anybody's game. 27 minutes in, there's still lots of Smite to be played.
Yeah, there really, really is. And let's see, how do I put into words when I'm trying to think right here?
This match does a lot to you.
Oh, Ra.
HyperX, Team
Ra,
Solomid.
weakening curse, right?
Yeah.
They have 5 seconds to kill Ra, and I'm not sure TSM can do it. And if they don't kill Ra, he's going to be able to back off a little bit, sustain up, and you know the other thing is a big advantage of weakening curse is the slow, but Heavenly Agility will mitigate that entirely.
Right.
Or you know you'll get a Venn diagram, but depending on the positioning, it could remove all of the slows, it could remove most of the slows, or maybe it'll just be NQ. Either way, NQ's job is to not die during weakening curse, and then he just heals everyone, and you win the fight because of sustain. Ra is so powerful, and NQ with that high amounts of cooldown reduction with the Breastplate of Valor, decent magic power, his heals are going to be quite substantial, already accruing 9,000. And, you know, when you talk about healing numbers, 9,000 versus 0, pretty big difference.
9,000 versus anything versus 0 is definitely a big difference. So that's going to be important. And we see the two teams jockeying for position over this Fire Giant now. Now's about the time we're looking for it. Cloud9's actually just going to go for it. 3-4 members of their team are here already.
So much damage.
The Thor's going to go in the air. Trick is already here. Cloud9 is already taking it. A little bit too late, but Lobster's here going to delete NQ very quickly. The ring is down from Odin. Cloud9 is on a tear. And there's 2 members down for Cloud9 HyperX. 2 members down for Team Solomid. We mentioned it would be fair. We mentioned it would be close. Smek's going to take down Half Devil as well. That's a 3 for 2. Now a 3 for 3.
Sayo.
Only 2 members remain on both teams. Game Hunter's caught out.
Sayo. Suntouch is in so much trouble. He's going to be able to jump away. Sayo gets Fearless. He's in a lot of trouble as well. The full combo. Game Hunter nails the full combo, eliminates Sayo, and that it was a good Fire Giant sneak, but TSM was on point, and Suntouch is the only person remaining with a Fire Giant, but given his build, right, going into a Mystical Mark, I don't know how much that Fire Giant is going to help on just him, especially when more towers are going to TSM. Because, you know, they needed a few more.
Game Hunter! Game Hunter was dead! Dio had him dead to rights, and the God Hunter brings out the skill set. That was a reversal of all reversals. Fantastic. He's going to go ahead and take that. Take 2 towers. We have to look at the lead situation right now. It is a tie game for all intents and purposes. Team Solomid has 4 towers, where Cloud9 only has 1 left. Game Hunter! That was a fantastic fight. I talked about how even it would be. It wound up being 2-2 left, and Game Hunter just made it worse. He turned around on Sayo, got the Fearless combo. Now Cloud9 is going to go and try to steal the Gold Fury away to try to make this a little more even, because while they won the Fire Giant fight, they lost the fight after it, and that meant a lot.
It really did. But
Gold Fury is going to go in the way of Cloud9 HyperX, bringing them back to 1,300 up, but this is a tie game for all intents and purposes.
It very much is, right? The lead goes down, it comes back up, and it's never really gotten above 3,000. 2,500 at the peak lead for Cloud9, but you know, the other thing that you have to give credit to is Lobster. In that engagement, he killed 2 people by himself, and if he did not, his team would be in a lot more trouble. Speaking of trouble, Young Bae just like took every ultimate in the game for his team, and he still didn't survive. The Boar was out. The Fear No Evil, I believe, was used a little bit earlier. Ring of Spears came out. Half Devil, without his Ring of Spears, is fairly vulnerable. Game Hunter not going to find the Fearless in the back, and now Sayo's looking for something. He's got the damage. The Kraken, it will not connect on the center with anyone.
Now they're going to continue the fight. Zhao's going to take down Sayo. Looking for the rest. The ultimate's going to come out from one bats. Zhao's going to land on Half Devil absolutely perfectly and get the last hit with the basic. Low health. Still going to go in, providing the stun for NQ to die to the hand of Trickstank. TSM is on a tear. Trickstank is going to tank this tower. Zhao, Lobster, Smek, all below 50% HP. Long hand, don't care. Pressing on, going for this Phoenix. They're going to try and get the first Phoenix of the game. And with Suntouch, the only member of Cloud9 HyperX alive, they're going to get it.
Yeah, this Phoenix is just going to go completely to Team Solomid. Suntouch is tanky, but he just doesn't have the damage to push it off. He's not able to find any of those kills. Suntouch, his ultimate is down. The teleport forward, he might be able to find Lobster. No, it's going to be the Fearless Game Hunter on
again.
Point. And that play, that was really impressive. It was the awareness, right? Because people, they still haven't adjusted to the teleport from Hoon bots, but Game Hunter saw them on, he was like, wait, he's gonna teleport. Fearless, done. Play over.
Alright, so we talked about the play on Sayo, and it was a great play, and I loved it. But that play,
that was better.
I don't want to reiterate what
so good.
I don't want to reiterate what you just said, Cret, but the prediction coming out from Game Hunter, this is top level play, ladies and gentlemen. And with that Phoenix, that's going to solidify a 3,000 gold lead for Team Solomid this time around. We've had more lead changes than minutes in the past 5 minutes, so to speak. We've seen the lead go back and forth. We've seen Fire Giant wind up in a deicide the wrong way. We've seen Team Solomid fight a team with Fire Giant and win the wrong way, just like we've seen Cloud9 sneak a Gold Fury. So, crazy things are happening. 33 minutes have passed. The kills are now about even. Cloud9 still has 1 kill up, but Team Solomid has 4 towers to Cloud9's 0 minus a Phoenix.
Yeah, I mean, TSM has been great about towers from the beginning of the game to the end. Now they're going to wait for the Fire Giant to spawn. It will be up within 30 seconds, and they're just going to fight over it. But ward control of this area really is even. It's not really in favor of anyone over anyone else. They both have vision on the Fire Giant. Well, they will both have ward vision of the health bar, assuming this one ward is in the right spot. Sometimes he's going to jump in, fear no evil, but will he get turned on? He's relatively tanky. Half Devil is pushed back, getting very low. Zhao up in the air. Trix Tank taking a lot of damage. Sometimes is out. Game Hunter gives chase and will secure the Lawbringer, but Sayo finds Game Hunter. Game Hunter is down. Zhao taking a lot of damage in that whirlpool. Lobster falls as well, and this is looking good. The blink forward, Sayo, Polynomicon for the kill. Sayo has a triple, and he will receive the Fire Giant. Sayo really knows how to play Poseidon.
Yeah, Sayo's definitely playing Poseidon at the top level, and here we're going to see another one, another Fire Giant come out for Cloud9. This time, Team Solomid isn't around to ruin the situation. Sayo's going to kill Trix Tank as well. That's the full deicide. This is a free Fire Giant, and could be a lot more than just that. Team Solomid does have 4 towers up available, so Cloud9 is going to have to fight through those before they can get the Phoenix. This isn't just a straight win, ladies and gentlemen, but this is a very big deal to push this again in their direction. Bringing the lead down to about 0. Now they have made the tie game, and after the first tower, they're going to swing the lead back into Cloud9 HyperX's fashion.
You know what was most impressive to me there? The fact that they went and killed Trix Tank, they saw him out on war, that normal, right? They didn't reset the Fire Giant while they were doing it. Their positioning was such that they moved forward, someone was still in the pit, they killed Trix Tank, went back, killed the Fire Giant, and that is just truly impressive mastery of the Smite map and the ranges of all these things, right? The exact range where Fire Giants reset, and they were able to play that perfectly. Now they've got 3 Phoenixes and 3 towers to take after just taking one. The Gold Fury will respawn right about now, and Cloud9 is just going to take this nice and quick, as you have a late game Artemis critting for 825 with max attack speed for sure once those 2 steroids are activated. Without the steroids, he's going to have a 1.6 attack speed, which is still really good. So lots of damage coming out of Young Bay right here, and it's just simply Smek cannot match the damage.
Right.
And, you know, the other thing is Smek also doesn't have lifesteal. He could be in a really tough spot in these engagements, as his team has no sustain. He has no lifesteal whatsoever.
Yeah, no lifesteal at all. He's going to be building into chins, most likely, with that balanced blade. And it's exciting. It's a very aggressive build. He doesn't expect to be in he doesn't. Basically, Smek is saying to the world, he doesn't expect to be there long. He just wants to get some kills right. He doesn't want to trade. He doesn't want to box. He just wants to murder. And honestly, with the rest of TSM, that fits their playstyle. Here they are. They're going to defend on their 2nd tier tower. Cloud9 HyperX has the Fire Giant. 4 members. All 5 members are here. Sayo's going to go around the long way, see if he can get a sneaky crack in. But Zhao already knows what's going on. He's just going to place the ward, just make sure that nobody comes out from behind them. Out comes the Blink Cataclysm. Trix Tank is going to get the knockout onto Half Devil and friends. The Kraken is going to be offline this time. Not quite that good. Game Hunter's going to miss. He's going to use a Fearless and miss the kill onto Sun Touch, just barely escaping that one. But this is a good defensive play coming out of TSM. The tower is down under 50%, but it's not dead yet.
Here's the thing, though. Weaken and Curse came out from Game Hunter, and Q's untouched, and he's a Raw with 600 magic power.
Yeah.
So Suntouch was at 50 health. Now he's at half from one heal. One more, he'll be at full. Team Solomid can't take a sustained fight. They have to kill Cloud9, specifically NQ, or he will just win team fights based on one ability. But Half Devil takes a fair amount of damage here. The ultimates are mostly down across the board. You have a snipe, you have a cage, you have some bombs, and you have a lawbringer. It's going to be a blink forward from Odin. The impale is perfect. Half Devil taking a lot of damage here. Goes back to the heal. Heals up for such a tremendous amount. And NQ's just padding his stats. He has more healing than damage.
And TSM knows that there's no sense in defending a tower against a team with the fire giant. They're just gonna make sure to defend their phoenixes. The phoenixes are the important part. Of course, when you kill the phoenix, you get the fire minions. That's gonna provide a lot more map support than anything else. TSM is waiting this out. They realize that Cloud9 has no towers. They realize that they have no tower. They're just waiting for the next fire giant. That's gonna determine the game, Cret. Whoever gets the next fire giant, scratch that. Whoever wins the situation at the next fire giant, whether that means getting the buff or murdering the other team that has the buff, like we saw earlier, whoever wins the next situation at fire giant will most likely become the victor.
Yeah, and I think the big thing is there's just so much backline damage from Cloud9, right? Team Solomid has to just kind of kill everyone, or they're going to be dealing with a 700 magic power Poseidon, a 600 magic power Ra to heal up, and an Artemis that is critting for 800 with her crazy Artemis stats and has an Odin to, shout for her. And then there's just Suntouch and Half Devil who are saying, yeah, we're the support.
Yeah. Trick Tank and Half Devil definitely are sitting a little behind, but that's expected. 6,000 gold lead in the way of 6,600, my mistake, in the way of Cloud9 HyperX. But at 40 minutes into the game, the gold irrelevancy is definitely real. Everybody has the same amount of gold. Everybody's full build, so it doesn't matter from this point on where we're going to be looking as far as gold is concerned. It's just a matter of how you play with that gold. Right now, the fire giant is about to spawn. This is going to be what we're talking about. Here we go.
Yeah, but 3 meteors were just used on Young Bae. Yeah. He dropped down by about 1,200 health, and then immediately healed back to full, so now I look like I'm crazy. But no, he took 3 bombs were used, 2 of them hit, he was down to 600 health, he actually used beads, and now he's back to full. NQ's healing is outrageous, and honestly, I really want to see a Divine Ruin at this point, but it looks like Team Solomid is saying, okay, we can't take the sustained fight at all, we just have to kill everyone. Yeah, and they're committing to that strategy, which I respect a lot.
Yeah, I like that. I really like that. They know what they're capable of, and they know what the enemy is capable of, and they're just trying to leverage that against each other. Right now, neither team wants to engage. They're just waiting. The mid laners are going back to mid lane as if it's the 5th minute of the game. They're just waiting for their chance to rotate over, trying to get the other team out of position. NQ's trying to fake it back, see if he can get stuff going. Mid laners are still staying mid. Game Hunter's trying to get Poseidon out of position. They're just waiting, Cret. How do you set this powder keg off if you're the other team?
Somebody steps out of position. It's not going to be Sayo because he knows people are waiting for him. There's 3 Machi's Blessings on Team Solomid, so it's probably not going to be Lobster, Game Hunter, or Zhao unless they can find the Ring of Spears that they need. It could be Trix Tank, but I think Trix Tank is in some ways the most vulnerable right now because he doesn't have a dash, he doesn't have a jump, he doesn't have a Machi's Blessing. You could maybe just cage and kill. At the same time, it's still a Geb with 3 very strong defensive items. I mean, Sovereignty is a very efficient, very powerful item. Highly Urchin is a very efficient, very powerful item that's probably near to full stacks by now. And then there's Pestilence, which is a pretty good item too, more of a counter pick, but or an anti-heal supplement, that's fine, but still it's just someone has to step out of position, and a big part of it is warding, right? If you get more vision, you get more control, and people are going to be trying to leverage wards because wards have health. It creates an opportunity for someone to be out of position, and it could be Trix Tank here as Half Devil's getting aggressive, but these teams are still just waiting. Zhao will receive a Stone Shield. That could be an opportunity to go in, and it's just like everyone's using their abilities to do stuff, and eventually someone's gonna be like, okay, that's the thing we need, now we could go in.
Yes, very much so. Just trying to bait each other out.
Looking for something. It's like maybe, okay, so we popped like Game Hunters and Lobster's bubble, we can go in off that. Or, okay, they just used Stone Shield, we can go in off that. Or Trickstank finds a really good Blink Cataclysm, we can go in off that. Or Cloud9 backs off a fair amount. Suntouch could be in a bad spot. Meteor use, he's able to jump away from that one. C9, they're getting red. That's why Xiao Xiao's up in the air. They made the call. They're going for Suntouch. Fear No Evil comes out. Half Devil blinks over. Suntouch is very, very low. Will survive. Ring of Spears is perfect. Game Hunter looking for the chase. Weakening Curse is not used on Ra. And Ra finds Smek in the back. Sayo eliminates. Oh, Youngbae eliminates, with the help of Sayo, Xiao Xiao, and I believe Trickstank as well. And now it comes down to Game Hunter. And they're just going to crack at him because you don't want to give Game Hunter an inch. He will take like 5 files and then kill your Titan.
Fantastic play coming out from Cloud9 HyperX. That's going to secure the Fire Giant almost for free. Definitely for free. Lobster doesn't have anything. And he's actually going to give himself up. Suntouch with no HP to his name is going to go ahead and murder Lobster.
Oh
this should be a free game. There's 30 seconds before Trickstank is up. He's the last one available. They're going to go. Cloud9 HyperX is going to go take this Phoenix, take the game.
So what happened there? Suntouch jumped over. He got the slow onto Lobster, and then he auto-attacked. Lobster did a Flame Wave, was about to auto-attack for the kill. Suntouch used the Sacred Monkey to teleport, and I think this is luck. I'm not entirely sure on the teleport mechanics. Ended up behind Lobster. Either way, which is the perfect position to be able to secure the kill from the back. It was such a beautiful play. Really? And that's just, it's the individual player skill, but this is just, oh my god. And we're over 9,000 viewers, right? So this is just a great way, very hype, and I can't wait to see.
Wait. Did you say over 9,000?
What? Over 9,000?
Shouts to hi-rez Kelly. I know she loves that reference, but we are definitely, the finals are hype. I'm hyped for the finals. Everything is crazy. That was just game 1. We have 3 more. We have, well, up to 2 more. This is the best of 3. If TSM can come and secure a victory for game 2, that's going to be a 3rd game. It's absolutely incredible play coming out from both of these teams. That game, however, was one for the ages. 40 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a long game. It was a tough game. It was back and forth, but it was back and forth in that even sort of way. There were great plays across the board, and man, what's most interesting though, like you've got the old rivalry, except Cloud9 comes in 3rd seed because they didn't perform as well as TSM did in the launch tournament. And they've got roster changes. They're using their sub as a starter support, and then they take game 1. But we're gonna go to the triple kill from Sayo on Poseidon, and this was a really good play coming out of positioning, an aggressive combat blink, and explosive use of Polynomicon, an ability that Poseidon can use to increase his damage numbers. Overall, just showing what this god can do and the power of mobility. I mean, if you had to describe Poseidon in one word, it's mobility, and Sayo knows exactly how to do that with that play there.
Yeah, absolutely crazy play. I mean, I don't even know if I want to pick that play. That's the one we're going to show you the replay. But there were just so many replay-worthy plays for the entire match. How would you pick? But Sayo is a god. Suntouch is a god. I mean, we saw crazy plays the other way coming around as well. Don't forget, this is just the first game in a best-of-3 scenario. So we're going to see TSM could TSM could win the next one. That will bring it to game 3. Or Cloud9 could just win again. Who knows? That's the fun of the SWCS. Speaking of which, feel free to hashtag that, put it in a tweet, and you might see yourself on screen.
Yeah, I mean, so what's going to happen in game 2? This is just such an exciting match. And
the momentum, honestly, I think is about even. Like, Cloud9 won that fight.
Yeah.
Cloud9 won the fight in spectacular fashion. They deleted because Suntouch was... So that was TSM's fight. Suntouch was completely out of position, and somehow TSM lost, and somehow... Big fight. The momentum, though, that was a long game. So many lead changes. I feel like it's a flat game, too. Cloud9 obviously won cred. Maybe you can disagree with me, but I feel like going into this next one, TSM says, look, I'm comfortable with how we played. We slipped up the last second, and unfortunately, when you're 45 minutes deep into a game of Smite, that's what happens. But I'm comfortable with the rest of the way we played it. Don't do that again. We'll win. That's how I feel. Do you agree or disagree?
I do agree with you about how TSM feels, but I disagree with you how Cloud9 feels, right? Because in that last engagement, Half Devil saved Suntouch with Ring of Spears. It was perfectly timed. It slowed down Game Hunter and gave them the room they needed. Sayo had been playing amazing all game. Young Base positioning and auto attacks were on point. He did so much damage. He was a great carry that game. And Suntouch, he was more of a support jungler, but that last play on Lobster would put anyone in high spirits and yelling, "I am the best." And that's the kind of momentum that just brings you forward into game 2. Also, NQ is just like, he healed so much. It was a crazy amount of healing. So overall, I think TSM is going to be in fine spirits, but I think Cloud9 is going to be on Cloud9.
I got it. Fantastic play right there. Fantastic job right there. I guess I'll give it to you, Cret. But I'm excited to see this game too. Do you know how long it's going to... Are we going to go jump right into it? All right. I think we're going to get into it any second. We're just waiting for the players to get ready. Because we're casters, Cret. Right?
Yes, I think so.
That's what we do. We broadcast the game. We analyze the game. We give you play-by-play. I'm a fan up here. I just want to see game 2.
Yeah, I want to see game 2. And, I mean, if it's anything as spectacular as the last game, I will not be even remotely disappointed.
Not at all.
There were so many plays that were just entire tournament-making plays in one game. You saw so much power. Game Hunters plays with those tiers, his tier fearless and the timing therein, and it's some of just the movement and the positioning from these teams. Even the stuff that you might not notice as much, right? Where people are standing. Absolutely unbelievable. And even the overall strategy, right? TSM's focus on mid camps and objectives was so powerful. But we're gonna transition into the final team fight and show you that once again. Now remember, Suntouch is going to get caught out a little bit here. He's able to jump away from an Agni Meteor coming up. He'll be avoiding death nearly because of Half Devil with an Odin ult. Sayo is going to be knocking back, I believe it was Smek, into Youngbei to secure that kill, and that's the cleanup they need, followed up by Suntouch's amazing play against Lobster.
Yeah, absolutely lights out play coming out from Cloud9. There's the Kraken going out onto tier. Every ability just on point for Cloud9, and there we are. Great play, and now we're going to see if they can reprise their role, or if Team Solomid is going to do and turn it around the other way. We're getting pulled into picks and bans right now, so let's see how this goes. If they're going to ban out any of the gods that gave them a little trouble, or if they're just going to play it the same. Once again, Cloud9 did win game 1. This is the best of 3, so if Team Solomid wins, we'll go to game 3, and if not, this will be the end of it.
Yeah, and the first ban is going to be a Zeus, because first of all, they give Zeus to Game Hunter a lot, and you don't want Game Hunter to have any god whatsoever, let alone Zeus. One of the Greek god of gods. Bastet also removed because Suntouch was great with Bastet before the usability buffs. And now that Bastet just plays like butter instead of a shopping cart, I don't want to see Suntouch play Bastet ever, because it would make me uncomfortable. He would probably just be too good. Sun Wukong banned away. Take that one away from Trixtank.
Yeah, of course. You're going to take that away from Trixtank. Trixtank can play Myriad of Gods, but Wukong is just strong. I don't really think that's a targeted ban so much as just a good ban. Something ban-worthy. Yeah. So we're going to see Odin picked up for Cloud9 HyperX. That's what's going to go down after the Uller pick. And then for TSM! Osiris!
They're breaking it out. Yeah, this is definitely something I think they've been keeping under wraps. This Styra strategy, the broken god.
Hack in the Matrix.
Right. I guess they're just gonna go with the Raw instead. But I don't know. I kind of would have liked to see that Osiris pick there.
Get me out. They're hacking. They're like in the Matrix over here. That's not how it's gonna go down. They're gonna go with the Ra instead. The less trolly pick. Osiris isn't even in. Not allowed in tournament play yet. We'll just put it that way, okay? So we're gonna have Ra and Hun Bats picked on the side of Team Solomid. So good play right there. Don't forget Osiris is gonna come out next week. So we'll see. He's the next god. And Tyr and Poseidon are gonna be locked over for Cloud9 HyperX on the other side.
Yeah, Tyr, Poseidon. They're going to take Tyr away from Game Hunter this time. Poseidon back to Sio. And, Ra also taken away from Cloud9 because Sustained was a big factor for Cloud9. Agni back to Lobster, so Ra, we can assume, will be on Game Hunter, who is, of course, very proficient with the character. And now it's going into the counter ban phase. Who are we going to see banned out? And for Team Solomid, I kind of want to see a healing ban, right?
Yeah.
Ra, in some ways, is the most viable healer, followed by Aphrodite. Playing Hell or Chang'e is a lot harder, and you're probably not going to see a Guan Yu, but Vamana ban also makes a lot of sense. NQ is very good with Vamana. Vamana is very good against Ra, especially in late-game team fights. So that's just a really good ban for a team that has a Ra.
Yeah. I agree with that. The Vamana is picked up. We're gonna see who the Cloud9 HyperX third ban is. I'm very curious.
Support ban out Trix Tank some more, force them onto something deep.
No, they're gonna go with the Neath. I knew they were gonna go with the support ban, but I definitely couldn't have predicted the Neath ban. Mech does love his Neath. Right?
And part of it,
I mean, when I think Spec,
maybe that is set up for something like a Hell. Because Neath's global presence is really good at dealing with Hell or any other very gankable solo laner, but you are going to see the Honor hovered over for Team Solomid. This would be a very strong pick on Smack. He is quite proficient with the character. We saw that last game, and he played it very well, but is Youngbei just going to go for Artemis again, or are we going to see something different coming out from Youngbei?
We're probably going to see something different coming out from Youngbei. Look, he's looking at the Apollo. Apollo is interesting. I love Apollo. Yes. I like his global presence. And, Artemis was a good choice, but it's not why they won the game. And I think Youngbei can provide more help to his team on the Apollo. I just think he can. We saw what happens because Youngbei doesn't miss basics. And we saw the power of that with the built-in crit from Artemis, but if Youngbei's feeling himself as the Freya's locked in, most likely for the jungle, if Youngbei's feeling himself on the Apollo, it's going to be just as scary as that Audacity, the 100% basic attack speed passive. That's scary stuff. So I like the Apollo pick.
The other thing is we've seen Odin, Freya, Hunter before. It doesn't matter as much which Hunter it is, but Apollo is certainly quite good for it. We saw that in I5 against, I believe it was Cloud9.
Yes, it was.
And it kills objectives. The objective just vanishes, gone immediately. Bacchus, however, coming out from Team Solomid, not going to go for the Geb this time, and I don't think it really worked out that well for Team Solomid. Bacchus could do a lot more. Intoxicate, such a strong ability, although Tyr is the least, he's the
what?
How would you put this?
He's the what?
He's able to hold his liquor. He is only intoxicated for 1 second, and that is really, really powerful. No, it's true. Just even from a basic standpoint, Intoxicate will create diminishing returns on Tyr. It's limited to only 1 second because of Tyr's passive, and as a result can actually be detrimental in any attempt to kill Tyr, although it should be noted that Hunbat's ultimate is fantastic for taking Tyr off the table because of the repeatedly applied crowd control.
Exactly.
If you fear him into a wall, he has no way out, and he probably doesn't have beads either. Now, NQ will be in the soul lane with Tyr, so you could see 2 actives open, but even then, it's probably not going to be a beads. This just in, we also have I5 taking 3rd place, which puts Worth It Gaming at 4th. Congratulations to them. Worth It Gaming still had a very strong showing, taking down Exposed Secrets in certainly an upset, and taking down Coast. I mean, overall, they just really played knockout. I5 taking down SK. Both teams that I don't think we're expected to go into the third or fourth place matches, but given how we saw them play, I am not even remotely surprised. They were just so good.
You know, I 300%. I'm proud of I5. This is a team this is a team that should say something to every single person out there in chat. You know, I'm going to take a look at the number. All 7,600 of you guys need to take a look at this team. I5 came out as a group of players that sort of knew what was going on, but not really. They got blasted in the first round and blasted in the first, and then they came to the second round, and then they got blasted there, and then they made it to the third, and now they're the third place bronze winners.
Sure.
Anybody can make it in this SWCS. Feel free to tweet at us with that hashtag SWCS. We would be more than happy to see what you have to say, and so would everybody else on the stream, as maybe your tweet makes it to the bottom ticker. We're going to go right into our next game, hopefully very soon, definitely very soon. For Kret, my name is F. Stay tuned for Game 2 of our Best of 3 series in our Week 1 of the European SWCS. Stay tuned. We'll see you soon. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Game 2 of a Best of 3 scenario. Cloud9 HyperX versus Team Solomid. We have Sio, Suntouch, Youngbei, Half Devil, and NQ making up Cloud9, and Lobster, Smet, Kivo, Fred, Tricksting, and Game Hunter making up Team Solomid.
You know, and what always is such an important factor in these games is going to be the first auto attack, but Smek, he could pay for it into the Whirlpool. Smek's in such a bad spot. Will fall, first blood, Cloud9. That's how you start Game 2.
So, there's a bit of a warm-up time. It's about 40 minutes. This is over a minute. The game didn't start yet, Kret. We still have 25 seconds before the game starts, and we have first blood.
Yeah. So Half Devil, the support player, gets the first blood, and he goes back after not spending gold, right? Because that's what he did. He doesn't spend gold, then buys wards. And he's like, man, I have so much gold. What do I buy?
Cloud9 does not want to go to Game 3.
Yep.
They're pushing it already. They're in the right jungle now pushing it. They previously just picked off Smek from first blood. Stuff is going to spawn in about 5 seconds, so we're going to see what's going on with that right there. But very curious to see how these teams respond, how TSM responds to that first blood. Because all in all, you know, that's going to give them a 500 gold lead, but we're going to see how they can... Smek died before the game started.
It's hard to come back from.
It's just so insane. 5 members rotating over towards the gold tree, picking up that on her. You know, and sure, it's Smek's fault because he died, but why would you expect that? Always expect the unexpected, I guess, is the name of the game, and they're going to keep up the pressure, Cloud9. In this long-hand lane, Youngbei and Half Devil, they're already pushing onto the tower. Level 2 and level 2 to Trickstank's level 1. Smek's level 2 now, hitting level 2 with that wave. So not too much of a lead in that department, but definitely some interesting things going on in this long-hand lane. They don't want to let the foot off the gas.
No, they don't. And I think Half Devil being ahead could allow Cloud9 to leverage an early advantage. He's going to be able to bring a lot of damage to the table with that Death Toll. Trickstank is about to find that out. Forced to belly flop away, forced to jump away. The aggression in this dual lane is unreal. But on the other side, we're going to actually have a blink attempt coming out from NQ. Not going to find it. Just going to try and clear out these creeps before they get under the tower. The pesky heal from Ra will not do enough in that solo lane, but you know, and here's the thing about Ra in the solo. You probably win the early duo lane because it's Ra. And he has heals and long-range push. So NQ and Suntouch are by default on the back foot.
Yeah, they're going to be on their back foot. He's going to have to fight that uphill battle for sure. Suntouch left lane a little bit early in order to secure these back Harpies. A long way around, curiously enough. I guess being on the team that invaded and got a kill, they didn't want to risk TSM trying to do the same. So he left the lane early. The Monkey's going to follow suit, and Hun Bats, played by Kivo Fred, is going to go ahead and grab that. By the way, let's mention, Kivo Fred's now playing instead of Zhao Wei Zhao. Zimstar has been subbed out for the starter, Kivo Fred, in this game too. Very excited to see what TSM can do with their full starting lineup.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be a morale boost for sure, but is it going to be enough off of that morale-crushing first blood loss from Smek? I mean, man, it's just so unfortunate. Now, the mid-camps, Is going to be an even trade. TSM taking the right, Cloud9 taking the left. Engagement in the dual lane. Trix Tank getting pressured again, but not too much happening.
Yeah, just a lot of aggression coming out, but all for naught. I'm really curious to see the difference between Zimstar and Cubo Fred. Besides just a god, of course, there's going to be Hunbats instead of Thor. So we're going to see how Cubo Fred can do with this. He's going to go ahead and get the safe Harpies. And I'm curious to see around the 4-minute mark where it goes. The Monkey's going to be at level 5. He's level 5 right now. He's on the wrong end of this team if he wants to sort of make a gank. There's no vision right here. They might be able to catch him in the exit. They don't see him yet. He's just going to back. He's not looking for the gank.
Well, Birds of Wisdom, right?
Right.
How do you gank an Odin dual lane?
Very true. Very true.
Even if they didn't know he was there by the time he got in range to get the jump to get in actual range, they would have seen him. They would have been able to respond in advance. And man, Odin's passive is just—it's one of those things where, like, yeah, it doesn't give you really a numbers advantage,
right?
But it's just so strong, sort of behind the scenes. It gives you. Odin is like a free broken ward. You remember those broken wards, like saw through walls and did everything and soloed the fire giant? Like Odin is one of those.
Yeah.
And because of his passive. But you know, you have this early advantage from Cloud9. And yet, it's still just resting on First Blood. They haven't been able to push this just yet. And that could be a little bit like bad news, right?
Right.
You got First Blood, but where's the stuff after this stuff, right? To use your terminology, where's the stuff that matters? First Blood is nice, but it's not the objective that decides the game unless you do something really impressive. Not to say that First Blood wasn't, but you can't just say, okay, we got First Blood, let's play passive forever. No, you have to push your advantages. And right now, TSM is pushing their advantage, which is going to be a 3-man invade onto this blue buff, goes to Trix Tank, Half Devil not able to get it in time.
Yeah, good play right there. Coming through, getting that blue buff, putting pressure where they can. Every time TSM, that's one thing that TSM always does. They always take the small opportunities and turn them into large ones. Cloud9, of course, does the same thing. That's why they're both here in the finals. But that's sort of the character of Team Solomid. You give them an inch, they'll take a mile. You know, you applied that idiom to Game Hunter, but that's true of the whole team, in my opinion. Every member on this team, and the team holistically, will generally look for the small windows, put their foot in it, open it, and jump right through. And that blue buff is a testament to exactly that.
You know, and something we actually haven't talked about this tournament, this is going to be the last tournament played with 2-minute mid games. Most likely. I mean, if the change was reverted, I would be wrong about that, but assuming it's not, and it probably won't be, last tournament on 2-minute mid camps, and no one really knows for sure what the meta change will be, but there will be one, because jungle timings, what you do in the jungle, has changed. NQ is going to go for the invade onto speed, will find the buff. Fear No Evil comes out to keep Cubo Fred alive, but NQ is able to get that speed buff. It's on the ground right now. Someone might rotate over for it if they really want a speed buff. I know I personally would because I love speed buffs, but I don't think Cloud9 will, simply because it's a little bit unsafe and NQ already has a blue. But yeah, you know, next week's going to be different. I suspect more jungle invades, so perhaps this is a little bit of a sneak preview for that. But either way, gonna be changes. Last play on this mid-camp meta.
And actually, Lobster's gonna go ahead and collect those mids for himself. 3 members of Cloud9 couldn't secure it. Lobster throwing 2 bombs over the wall, securing those mid-camps for himself. Gonna do the same thing with these on these side, and Cloud9 HyperX has to be pretty upset about that. Still no lead just yet, about 7 minutes deep into the game. Only 1 kill, and that kill came out 30 seconds before the game even started. Mech getting caught out by the entire team of Cloud9 HyperX. So, little early aggression, but now complacency. Teams just opting to farm and wait rather than create.
Yeah, and that's really what it is, and well, it's waiting for the opportunity to create, right? We already saw 1 invade coming out of TSM, 1 invade coming out of Cloud9 onto the speed from NQ, solo invade, which is certainly creating your own opportunities, but now the question is, how will these teams go to create the next point? Or how will they transition into the mid game? I mean, we talk about that a lot, but it's a different phase of the game. You do different people do different amounts of damage. Half Devil, he's gonna have some trouble as he is forced to jump away.
Wow.
The Mez from Youngbei gives him just enough range, and you know, Odin has passive protections and passive HP 5, and as a result of that, that's probably a big part of why he survived. But off of Odin getting pushed out, now you have Invade on speed buff. Now you have a Kraken. The Kraken secures the buff, and Cuvo Fred is going to be able to get out, but Sayo... Oh, Youngbei finds Cuvo Fred. Sayo taken out by the Meteor's Lobster in a bad spot as Youngbei gets aggressive onto Smek, but Smek will be able to force him off. Suntouch giving chase, waiting for the cooldowns because you're only Freya for 5 seconds out of every 10 unless you build cooldown reduction disclaimer or unless you use your ultimate, and Suntouch isn't able to find what he needs to find there.
Yeah, not at all, but that's a 1-for-1 trade minus the buff. So that trade is probably going to go to the invasion.
Oh,
but
NQ!
we see more
What's he doing
invasion,
here?
more aggression. Suntouch is going to get Lobster, and NQ showed up all the way from the solo lane. As Ra is slow, late to the party, Game Hunter shows up, noticing that his compatriot in lane is gone as well. And another early Gold Fury. That seems to be the way of this season. 8 minutes, almost 9 minutes in. C9 has started on the Gold Fury. It's about 50% down. NQ's doing some zoning and some killing as well. Good snipe coming out from Ra. That Gold Fury is going to go the way of Cloud9 HyperX. So a very early Gold Fury right there. Sile's going to pick up a kill onto QO Fred, while Game Hunter gets Half Devil all the way across the fight. Great job right there. And another trade coming out, another 1-for-1 trade with a larger objective in tow. So that lead is going to go the way of Cloud9 HyperX. 1,900 gold in the lead as we sit under 10 minutes in.
I mean, I'll give up my support to kill your jungler. That seems pretty good to me, especially... I mean, the downside, right, is that support has a lot of stuff to do right now. They have to get their Sav online, they have to get their Hog 3, specifically Half Devil did rush Hog 3 because they were planning on that early Gold Fury, and they have a composition that's very good for early Gold Furies, which is why he planned on it, with the Odin Shout for the Apollo and the Freya. But, by the same token, Cuvo Fred is not necessarily shutdownable in that you can make him behind, you can make his damage low, but he's still Hoonbots. You can't kill him so hard that he stops having his ult.
Well, here's something that we haven't mentioned about Cuvo Fred. We know how good Cuvo Fred is. You know, he was part of the team when they won the launch tournament. We've seen replay after replay, highlight after highlight. I don't know if he played a game before jumping into this one. Game, Kret.
Sure.
He's not as warmed up as the rest of his team, but more importantly, as the rest of Cloud9 HyperX. So, I don't know what we're going to be able to see out of Cuvo Fred. He's died twice, but he has provided great ultimates, getting him 2 assists as well. But we'll see how he could come into this game without playing a single game in this tournament thus far. He's definitely not in the same mindset as some of the other players. Yeah,
you definitely want to warm up to the finals, and he isn't given the chance to do that. NQ once again he just finds 3 members of TSM. The dash in, it's good for the knockback, and once again, this is NQ's tier. Sayo's here, finds the Kraken, Game undertakes the damage, secured by Suntouch, and this is just like legendary players on legendary characters. That combination was so clutch. Both of them, right? There was the first combination with the Kraken and the Valkyrie's Discretion at the same time, then Banish into Fearless. Now Lobster's alone under tower. NQ, can he find it? Blink, Fearless does not connect. Lobster will dash, and he's gonna drop some damage onto NQ. Good play from Lobster there, but it's still pressure on this tower.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a little bit of damage onto the tower, not a whole lot, although 11 minutes in, not really much you can do, so that is a lot in with respects to what time it is, so to speak. Once again, if you're just joining us, this is game 2 of a best of 3. Cloud9 HyperX versus Team Solomid. Very exciting stuff going on. Cloud9 took the first game after 45 minutes of fighting, and sort of just a flash fight, go, beat the Titan, win the game. And I thought that the momentum was going to be rather even because Team Solomid put up a good fight, but the charts say otherwise, Kret. 2,500 gold in the lead already. A fantastic pre-game first blood. Gold Fury Cloud9 has been on their game, but here comes Smek doing damage to the tower, but he's about to be pincered right now by Suntouch. Great banish. Here he comes falling down. The jump is going to be good, but he's slowed from the pulse picks. And here comes Youngbae landing on him, going to take all that damage. Good mez. Trickstank is here to provide a little bit of support. Smek is going to go down to the Valkyrie's discretion. Youngbae is actually going to get credit for that with the basic. Now they've turned their sights onto Trickstank. The basics out of the pulse. Irradiate. Good. Intoxicate. Trickstank is still alive. He's going to get out of here.
Oh, Sayo, though. He found Sayo in the jungle. The Tridents, there's 3 of them. It's harder to miss. Lobster will dash out the Kraken, but Cubo Friend finds the damage to the face. He will be able to jump out of the Whirlpool as there is a few seconds of delay on that cripple. Overall, though, 3 for 1. Another good trade going to Cloud9. One thing I want to highlight, and I think a big part of Cloud9's lead, is NQ's playstyle right now. He's not playing the same game as Game Hunter. Game Hunter is farming, and he's like, I'm going to be great in the late game. Lobster is going to feel the pain in the early game, though. Ringed in, Saya finds the kill with the auto attack. Super aggression. And sometimes you just can't be under tower, right? Sometimes it's too scary. You have to back off, and Lobster, I don't think, really accounted for that. But NQ... he's not really playing solo lane tier. He's playing jungle lane tier who holds solo lane most of the time.
Cloud9 HyperX is doing something else right now, Cret. They did not come out the gates like this in Game 1 at all. I have a feeling that they are just warmed up. They're ready to go. They're feeling themselves. They might have something to do later because they're playing like there's no such thing as a Game 3. They want to win this out right now. And they're certainly bringing it. Right now, Trickstank's going to get caught out in between Half Devil and Suntouch. They might be able to get a kill. He's only level 10, not quite tanky just yet, although he is Bacchus. That belly flop is going to get a lot of distance and able to get him away safely.
Yeah, and we have Sentry Wards out on the gold tier. Actually, 2 of them coming out from Cloud9. A little bit of a mistake, but at the very least, it will be harder to counter wards since you have to go through the effort of killing 2 wards. They both have health. You have a fun little fact, and totally unrelated, you can heal wards.
Really?
Yep. Ra's heal will heal them. Valkyrie's Discretion coming out will force Trickstank back, and with Trickstank forced back, this could totally be a gold fear attempt. NQ's here. He's getting the pressure. Game Hunter is rotating over as well, and NQ forces Smek out, returning to the fight. Fear no evil, mostly onto Half Devil, and Youngbae, he's going to interrupt it. The jump out gets out of the Kraken just fine, but Cuba Friend is still in a lot of trouble. You can't jump out again. He's going to teleport, but he actually teleported to the Gold Fury, and I think died because of it. Half Devil gets very, very low. Suntouch low as well. Youngbae will find Smek in the duel lane with the help of Sayo. Sayo rotated back in. He's lost a fair amount of tide, so he's moving slower. Game Hunter finds the snipe. Suntouch is in so much trouble. Celestial Beam does not connect. Game Hunter going deep, finds the kill. Raw passive, but it's Youngbae. It's NQ. They're rotating over. They're not going to find him, and now Lobster in the back line. TSM has split, and C9 has not found the angles they needed just yet. Lobster will fall this time. Thank you, Youngbae. But Sayo dies in his place. Game Hunter controlling that fight with excellent positioning.
Team Solomid taking away their first win of the game. That's a 2-for-3 engagement right there, and they're still fighting. In comes another Blink. Blink, Fearless, Power Cleave, gone! Game Hunter is deleted right there.
Trickstank is out of
in the driver's seat. Trickstank has nothing to do, and NQ's going to get the double kill. Now they want to walk away. NQ has no more mana to be had, and Cubo Fred has respawned, walked up the lane, and is ready to fight. Monkey's still giving chase. Youngbae and NQ are going to get away.
Yeah, he was just looking for the opportunity to ult and kill there, but couldn't find it. Cubo Fred's actually fairly far behind at this point, sitting at 1 and 5. He's farming pretty decently, but Suntouch has just been a part of more kills and is up about 400 gold. It's honestly really impressive that Cubo Fred is 1-5 and 2 versus 2-2 and 7 and not further behind than he already is. But yeah, I just got to give a little shout out. The moment you say TSM wins a fight, I'm just like, oh wait,
yep,
turned
around.
The moment
turned around, you know. I mean, and these plays have been these kills have not been drawn out. Cret, a lot of evaporation, a lot of deletion, whatever buzzword you want to use. They've been so potent and powerful, but I want to bring it back. We don't have an instant replay of it, but while we resort back to the passive play of lanes, there was one play where Youngbae got the kill up by Smek's tower. He used the moves to get the knock up into the wall. which allowed him to secure 2 more basics thanks to Audacity and the just fantastic knowledge of the character. The moves, when you use it to get a knockup, will give you a tick of your passive. It pushed him over to the limit. Not only did it get the knockup, but it gave him Audacity. Very good play, knowing the character in and out. And now we have a good boxing match. Youngbae versus Smek right here. Youngbae hit most of his attacks, gonna miss 2, 3, 4, 5. Smek dancing very well. Youngbae gonna
but in the middle lane, there's an engagement. Trixtank caught in a bad spot, below half health. Hasn't used belly flop yet. Suntouch will be forced into his ultimate, try and get the damage off. Youngbae comes crashing down onto Lobster, stuck in the cage. Aegis Amulet, his dash is down. Trixtank able to secure Suntouch. This is a spread out fight as Sayo finds Cubo Fred, Game Hunter under mid tower. NQ gonna look for an opportunity to back off, re-engage. Lawbringer over the wall. Does he have a blink? Not gonna find it, but still. Oh, the combat blink out from Sayo, trying to give him the distance. Smek comes back around the trident. Can he find the hit he needs? He jukes. It might buy enough time. NQ's blink not up. C9 still might be able to get this Gold Fury.
Yeah, C9, I think they should be able to. Smek is going to show up. He's only here. He's the only one here. Ra's going to come over.
NQ.
Smek, both low. Smek is going to kill NQ. And that Gold Fury is not going to go to Cloud9, so a little presumptuous of myself. And good defense coming out from TSM, able to get the kill. I don't know if they're going to get the kill on a Half Devil, but getting the kill on NQ was very important. He's not building Heartseeker, but he is 5-0-7. That kill from Smek is going to make him 1 death richer, or poorer, I guess, in this context. But, you know, there was a time... Actually, Half Devil's looking for that. Hold that thought. Game Hunter and Cubo Fred. Everybody's here. Everybody without a hog. Half Devil has hog 3. Here he is. Cloud9 HyperX going to get the steal. Well, there we go. Half Devil might even escape. Not quite with his life, but he's going to escape with the Gold Fury. And trading your support for the stolen Gold Fury, that's a win in my book. 3,500 gold at the 19-minute mark is the lead that Cloud9 HyperX is boasting over their rival, Team Solomid. You know, it's very curious that TSM engaged on that when they didn't have a Hog 3 anywhere near. Trixtank already has Hog 3. It's not like he didn't purchase it, but he was nowhere in the vicinity. So I don't know why TSM would start that fight.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't have perfect ward coverage, and they really needed to have it in that situation because... Half Devil just lurked, waited, blinked, and hogged, and when you blink in and hog, it's a lot harder to deal with. If he jumped over that wall, he probably would have landed a Fear No Evil, and probably... The Gold Fury might not have gone to him, he still had the hog to confirm, but, you know, who could have said, right? Maybe they could burst on the last 25%, but when you blink, it's just poof, and then F. You press F, which is your hog button by default, and you walk away.
You turn 360 degrees and walk away. That's exactly what Half Devil did. You know, he just kind of
360 degrees,
kept going, kept on keeping on. Really naming the game right there. But you know, we're great lead, 3,600 gold. Not much else to say besides Cloud9 looking dominant in this matchup.
Yeah, I mean, still, NQ is really doing a lot. He is basically the anti-Game Hunter in this game. Not only is he rotating a fair amount more than Game Hunter is, he also has the weakening curse.
He does. And Smek's taking a lot of damage. Suntouch used Valkyrie's discretion. Youngbae wanted to go in there on the chariot, but turned around the second he saw everybody else. And there we're going to have a one...
lane. Game Hunter played that perfectly. I mean, it was just damage, staying alive. Here's a snipe. You're gone.
Just a single solo kill. We actually got to take a look at that one. Very good play right there. And that might be the tower. That will be the tower for Game Hunter. That's going to be the first tower. The second tower of the game. Team Solomid has lost their tower as well. So now 5 towers remain for both teams. And Trixtank getting caught out a little bit thanks to Suntouch. And here's 4 members of Cloud9 HyperX putting the lockdown onto Trixtank. He's going to get the burp stone on nobody. Suntouch is going to get the kill, but everybody's drunk over here in the left-hand lane. Evo Fred realizes it's trying to aggress. Out comes the Kraken from Sayo. Not enough. Smek is ulting absolutely nothing, and the fight continues.
Oh, Lobster gets caught by the cage. Half Devil, it's basically just him, but he does a lot of damage. Will be forced to drop the cage and back off, but if he had any help, and granted this isn't a failing of Cloud9, this is just the fact that there was no one to help him, he would have had Lobster. That cage was perfect. The damage that Half Devil could do is outstanding. No one in C9 could position aggressively enough or had anything up to help him secure that kill, but Lobster is still vulnerable here. They're looking for it. They're not quite going to find it. And you know, Team Solomid is really gaining traction in this match. They're really starting to get back into it. It's down to a 1,500 gold lead, which is half of what the lead previously was off of basically Game Hunter's split push. He got a solo kill onto NQ, took 2 towers. No one from Cloud9 was able to cover, and it's just kind of what happens when you die in the solo lane sometimes. Sometimes you just lose 2 towers, and there's nothing that anyone on your team can do about it.
Yeah, I mean, that's the towers go down rather easily in that solo lane. Not that they're any different than any other towers. It's just harder. They just tend to go down. You know, you leave your lane and lose the game. Of course, that's a gross oversimplification, but most things are. Sometimes it's going to go ahead and take the red buff, drop it for his mid. So I was going to go and pick that up. Mid camps are going to go the way of NQ. And look at NQ's slash line. He's 5-2-7. Hasn't done anything productive since that first death. He was 5-0-7 once upon a time. Now 2 deaths in addition to the rest of what he's doing. But I like the Jotun's Wrath pickup very much, though. The second item, Jotun's Wrath, going to lower his cooldowns a lot, allow him to do the Fearless Power Cleave combo a lot more than you would expect. And, I mean, it's pretty standard, but usually you see, sometimes you see a Heart Seeker, sometimes you see more Bruiser-type items. So the Jotun's Wrath isn't always second, and I love the playstyle.
Well, you know, speaking of bruisers, Game Hunter's build is very much a bruiser raw. He's got a Warlock Sash, which at this point is likely close to fully stacked, if not fully stacked already, as he did finish that rather early. He's got a Hide of the Urchin, and what it comes down to is NQ is just not equipped to kill Game Hunter. He can't, because he doesn't do enough damage to him. He can control him for a while, he does have an weakening curse, but he needs assistance to do so. Assistance from something like a Freya or an Apollo, which conveniently his team does have. This 1v1 matchup, you're probably just not going to see NQ getting a kill onto Game Hunter. It probably just can't happen.
Probably not on the Game Hunter, but the rest of the team.
Rest of the team, totally.
I was gonna say, bait out the jump from Smek, and there you go. So, very cool, very cool stuff coming out. Suntouch is gonna go ahead and get the mid camps. Trixtag is gonna be caught in the middle of it. Might not be worth it if he dies. Probably won't die right here, as Cloud9 is kind of shading away. They don't really want that much over a fight over the support. Instead, just gonna go opt, kill the Vision, kill the Ward. Halfdale and Sire are still lurking around. Maybe testing the water, seeing where the opponent is to see if they can sneak a Gold Fury. But right now, with 4 members of Team Solomid on the left-hand side of the map, that's not going to be reality.
Yeah, you know, this really just is 4-1 coming out from Team Solomid. They know Game Hunter is not going to be threatened by NQ anytime soon, and then they're just keeping him in the solo lane. They're saying, all right, just threaten the Phoenix. If NQ leaves, take it. And we'll hold 4v4. And they're totally holding. Cloud9 lost their 3k lead. It went back down to 1.5. They've gained back a little bit, like 200 gold. But, you know, when you're talking about transitioning into the late game, which is the conversation that these teams are having now, it's not the kind of lead that makes for a clean transition. You have to get a little bit more before it becomes, okay, we're in control of the late game. And, well, NQ getting the solo lane tower off of Game Hunter returning to base, that's a big step. Leave the lane, lose the game. You said it there. Sai will be forced out in the middle lane, and TSM could be looking for a fight right now.
TSM is definitely trying to make a fight happen. They understand that they're behind by 3,000 gold, 2,300 rather, but TSM is, if nothing else, is confident. NQ caught out a little bit, gonna walk away, no big deal right there. But TSM always brings the confidence to the party. They're also bringing the ultimates. Down comes the Fear No Evil. Suntouch is in the air, gonna watch out. Here comes NQ, gonna miss everything. We're looking for Half Devil. He's around, sitting on his tower, making sure that nobody's gonna aggress. Trixtag ready to make the aggression.
Oh, the cage! Blocks the Intoxicate!
Trixtag is stuck. Trixtag is down. That cage, of course, prevented a lot of that stuff going out. The protection's way too much. Lobster's going to get picked up by NQ in the front line. He's going to flip back. Still going to take a lot of damage from Ra. No kill right there. 2 members down for TSM. All 5 alive for Cloud9 HyperX. This is a great defensive maneuver.
And Young Bay, he's going in. That's not defensive. That's aggressive. Jumping right in. Gets impaled away. But that aggression, actually it could get Game Hunter here. He does a lot of damage. Fred trying to tank up a little bit. It's not going to be enough to find anyone. The snipe comes through, but Enku in the back, the double Fearless, the kill from Game Hunter, able to get the beam off. Smack able to secure Young. That wasn't supposed to happen. But Sayo's here, the Kraken's here. It's not going to find anyone in the center, but the Tidal Surge will find Smek, and now Game Hunter could be in a lot of trouble. The Whirlpool to slow. Sayo, can he get close enough? The Tidal Surge, it connects! Sayo is Poseidon.
Poseidon. I'm done. We have Poseidon and God Hunter. Absolutely insane. But that right there is a culmination of why these two teams are here in the finals. I mean, just good play after good play, followed up by a good play, followed up by a great play. Absolutely amazing to watch. Happy we get the pleasure of seeing Cloud9 HyperX play Team Solomid here in the finals of our SWCS Week 1 European region.
It is just so unbelievable. Like, both of these teams keep outplaying each other, and when you use the term outplay, right, it implies that someone's playing better, but it's just like, oh, I made a godlike play, and then the other team makes one, and
my turn.
It goes back and forth, and they're taking turns. Sayo lurking on the left-hand side, gonna get some pressure damage onto Fred. That Tidal Surge hitting fairly hard, but he's got an Urshin, so he's a little bit tanky. This is going to be a Gold Fear attempt. Fear No Evil is available. The ults are available. There's Fear No Evil, and it will just straight up reset the Gold Fury. But now it's down.
Waste. Yep, not a waste, but Cloud9's going to make it feel like a waste. It was a interesting play. They could have made something after it, but there was no follow-up. Cloud9 HyperX is going to turn on Trick Tank. Poseidon right there one more time. Easy Kraken. Not the highlight play we wanted, but a good play nonetheless. Going to take down Trick Tank, which is important because that's the only hand 3 on the map. No other Hog 3 available, so that's going to be a free Gold Fury, although there's going to be a fight over it. Half Devil apparently doesn't have it available. Lobster is going to pick up NQ in the back. Cloud9 HyperX going to take it down finally. Just kind of baiting TSM.
Oh, I think Whirlpool is going to be big, though. Valkyrie's Discretion coming through. Fred able to heal up. It's going to be the Ring of Spears, but Half Devil's taking so much damage. The cage falls, and here's Sun Touch. Freya does so much damage for 5 seconds, and the damage falls off, but Sayo comes back in. And you know what the big difference between Sayo in that play and the play before was?
What?
Poly finished.
Yup.
And that is just, it's an extra damage source, and it's a big one. Right now, Sayo sitting at 508 magic power. Poly gonna hit for 75% of that. So, roughly 375-ish. A lot. Is big hits. That's raw damage, of course, and after pen, it's gonna do less, but still, Sayo is hitting very hard. And then he just finished a Bancroft's Talon right as I gave you those numbers, and now he's going to be hitting for like 400.
That's absolutely obscene. You know, we've seen this from Sayo in the past on ISIS. Yeah. Sayo likes to pick a guy. I mean, Sayo played ISIS lights out. Absolutely lights out. In and out. Then she fell out of contention. Other people, things happened, not played as much. And Poseidon's a god that we really, I mean, he's fallen off. Now he's popular again. I sort of associate Poseidon with MLC Stealth.
Sure.
I think I've changed my mind from one game. One game alone.
Jerby's actually been playing a really good Poseidon too, but
very true.
Sayo, I think, has eclipsed that, right? Jerby came out yesterday and was like, I'm going to play Poseidon, and I'm going to show you something awesome. And I was like, yeah! And then Sayo was like, yo, that was cute. Let me show you the real Poseidon.
Hold my phone. Hold my phone. Let me show you something. And Poseidon's just getting wet and wild with the rest of the team. Youngbay's going to be caught out a little bit in the middle. Smek is here, but Half Devil's here as well. Out comes the blink from Lobster. Great aggression right there. But a good ring and a good beads coming out from Youngbay is going to save his life. Half Devil might die for this. Lobster actually going to might die for this. Turning it around. Jump going to miss. Low damage from Lunge. So Half Devil's now stuck in between a rock and a hard place. Youngbay's going to get the kill. NQ's going to kill Cubo Fred. On the other side, another quality snipe coming out from Game Hunter, killing Sayo. Smek caught out. Youngbay actually just took a lot of damage. Crit, dead to the hand of Game Hunter. Sun Touch is going to pick up Trick Stay. So now it's a 3-for-2 engagement. Team Solomid on the wrong end of that. So Game Hunter and Smek are going to actually keep pushing Cloud9 up to their own tower. Once again, if TSM is nothing, they are confident.
Yeah. And NQ is going to have to play this very carefully. He avoids the impale, but he still takes a lot of damage from these two. We've seen him get deleted before. It could happen again, and he's going to wait for these reinforcements. But Suntouch and Half-Devil are on their way. There's the Fearless, forces the beads out from Smack. And,
good beads.
You know, another thing that we haven't really mentioned this, Suntouch is really, really showing why he's a legendary Freya this match. His positioning has been on point. Yes, he's died 4 times, but everyone's dying in this game. I mean,
oh yeah,
Red's died 7 times, Lobster's died 6 times, Trickstank's died 7 times. Those are top tier players. It's basically everyone's feeding except for Game Hunter and Sayo and NQ.
You see this?
Yeah, I do. And you know
Secret
what?
Fire Giant?
Oh, man,
Secret Fire
Suntouch is Freya, and Freya does damage, but it's been smelled out. Will they go for the reset? Trickstank's a little bit far. It hits 25%. Cloud9 gets it. The ring, Trickstank into the wall. NQ uses his Lawbringer. He could be in a tough spot here. The damage will come out. Waiting for the way to get out. He avoids the snipe, getting very low, heals up, Fearless onto Trickstank. Trickstank will get taken down eventually. There it is. Backwards discretion. Smek running away on the left-hand side as we have a 2v2 on the right. Cubo Fred doing so much damage. Fist of the Gods comes out, but Suntouch gets the damage off. Game Hunter cannot stay alive. And remember, we talked about Odin Freya. There it was. That's the Odin shout combined with Freya. Suntouch reapplies the steroids. They're only Freya for 5 seconds. But boy, those are some explosive 5 seconds.
I mean, especially when you combine that with the Odin shout, 55% additional attack speed on a character who values attack speed is very scary. Once again, Smek, the only person up for Team Solomid, left defending against a lone Phoenix.
Youngbei, did you see that? He dashed forward, Smek was like, nope. No.
They're gonna go for the win right now. Cloud9 HyperX. No. Caution to the win. There it is. They have so much damage. They are going to be your victor for the first week of the European Smite World Championship Series. 33 minutes, 33 kills. Cloud9 HyperX takes the crown.
What a good call, right? And here's the thing. You might not have thought about it, but Odin plus Freya, that's an auto attacker. Great one. Apollo, auto-attacker, great one. Poseidon, when he has his trident, it's effectively a 3-time steroid.
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
Because at level 20, the side hits are worth the same. But we're gonna do a replay that's from Half Devil, who it was sort of behind the scenes, right? He's the support, but he played so well this game, and it's really, when you pick support Odin, it's all about the cage.
Exactly.
Half Devil had eyes in the back of his head, and he was able to say, I mean, just look at it, right? He was able to say, they're this far behind me, I dropped the cage, man, unbelievable.
Absolutely crazy. Half Devil was on complete point. 3-4-19 is the slash line for him, so very, very cool stuff. Once again, that was a best of 3. Cloud9 taking in spectacular fashion. The first one was a long game. The second one, Cloud9 came in and absolutely usurped every ounce of will that the other team, Team Solomid, had in their body. And although Team Solomid did put up a good fight, not enough, Kret. You have any shining moments from this tournament before we wrap it up?
Everything Sayo ever did was so good. I didn't know could do that in the finals of a tournament. You know, he's such a mobile god, and you have to win through mobility and the fact that you do damage. But people always say that, well, Poseidon, wow, Sayo's about the crack, or Poseidon's about the Kraken, right? Sayo is not about the Kraken. He's about the Kraken, and then what comes after it: positioning, damage through Titan, the tidal surge, the whirlpool for control. He doesn't even have a Gem of ISO because he doesn't need that added control. He's got enough with his positioning and his timing. The plays from Sayo were unreal, but we saw some great ones across the board. Game Hunter, everyone played really well.
Absolutely lights out. You know, great play from some of our dark horses, i5 and Worth Gaming, showing up that showing that they are worth watching. 2 teams that we're definitely going to be watching. Remember, it's 12 weeks. This is just the first week of 12 that we're going to be watching. Feel free to tweet at us, hashtag SWCS, for your last thoughts. And that's going to be my last thought. I'm excited that we got to watch this. I can't wait till next week. For Kret Production and everyone here at hi-rez Studios, my name is F. Thanks for watching. Tune in next week. We'll see you then.